Now that you have installed Vapor 3, let's see how we can set up a brand new Vapor 3 project. Open up your terminal and go to any directory that you want, basically the directory where you want to create a brand new project. First of all, go ahead and run Vapor version just to check that, that you are actually using Vapor, and which version of Toolbox you are using, which is right now 3.1.7. I'm going to go ahead and say Vapor new and then the name of the project, so Hello Vapor in this case. And this is all it's needed to create a brand new Vapor project. Now I can actually go ahead and jump into my Hello Vapor project. You can see that this directory consists of few files that are already the boiler level code that is already added to the project. But there is no Xcode file. I can't really open this up in Xcode. I can run it, I can execute it, but I think it will be much better that if we have some sort of a way to open it up in Xcode. And the reason is we are iOS developers and we spend a lot of time in Xcode. So it will be nice if we can open it up in Xcode. For that, there is a command called Vapor Xcode, which is going to generate a Hello World, or the name of the project, which is Hello Vapor, Xcode project for your Vapor application. And that will eventually allow you to open up your application in Xcode. So this might take a little bit of time, so we're going to come back when it is finished. Once Vapor is done creating your Xcode project, it's going to ask you that do you want to open the Xcode project? And I'm going to say yes, please go ahead and open the Xcode project in Xcode. And you'll see that now Xcode is actually launching your Hello Vapor project. A couple of things we need to set up over here, and we are going to go into what each file does, but the main thing you need to set up is the scheme and make sure that the target is selected as run. By default, it is selected something else, so make sure it's run. And the other thing you need to select is the where you're going to run the Vapor server. So it's not going to be running on my phone, it's going to be running on the Mac. Once you have made those changes, go ahead and say Command Beef to build your application. Now, first time you're building, it might take a little bit of time to build, but on all the subsequent builds that you're going to do after the first build, you will see that it is much faster. So once it is done completing the build, we're going to come back and see the structure of our application. Okay, so now that our build has succeeded and completed, let's go ahead and explore the structure of our Vapor project. Now, if you have used Vapor 2, you will see that the structure is pretty much similar, although Vapor 3 is very different from Vapor 2. You will see that there's a package.swift file with some default packages of obviously the Vapor project package, and also the package for Fluent SQLite, which is a database package. You will see that in the app folder you have the folders for controllers and models. You have app.swift, which is setting up the app and environments. You have configure, where you are setting up the engine routers, you're setting up the migrations and databases. And you have a familiar file which is called the routes, which is basically displaying all the routes right now. You'll see that it is already pre-filled with a couple of different routes, and one of them is the hello route, which means that if we go to a hello route basically on our port and our URL, it should return a string saying hello world. If that is true, so let's go ahead and run it and see what happens when we go to the hello route. Just press the play button so that your server is running. And you'll see on the output window that the server is running on a particular port, and it's going to tell you that which port it is running. So make sure that you note of that particular port. And you can see that right now it says on the right at the bottom on the output window that the port is 8080. And let's go ahead and open up our browser and go to 8080, and let's go to hello, and you can see that it prints out hello world, indicating that your Vapor server is actually running and it's configured correctly. So congratulations for creating and running your first Vapor app. Now, in the next sections, we are going to dive deeper into how to set up routes and parameters and return JSON, take in JSON, and so many other things. But this is an amazing start. You have already set up the Vapor project, the Vapor framework on your machine, and you can go to a particular URL and test it out that it does return hello world or whatever you're basically returning, indicating that the installation, the configuration that you have done is absolutely correct. And now, going to the next steps, we are going to learn more about the Vapor framework.